Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple 1, and this is Boots on the Ground. I hope you're all staying warm. If you're in the south, it's cold down here. It was at least 28 degrees, they said, in this closest city. On my porch, it was 32. So it's cold. It's not going to warm up at all today. But let's get right into it. This is a tip about leaky windows, and it might apply to a lot of people. Many years ago, we bought our first home. It was a handyman special. The windows were very leaky, and the heating cost was very high those first winters. We used oil heat. We found a product called Mortite, M-O-R-T-I-T-E, which is a rope kind of caulking that we can form along the cracks in the windows. There's also different removable sealants that can be applied with a caulk gun. So look into these. If you can go over there and feel it, spend a little bit of money now and hopefully save on your heating costs. Today, 2 of the 8 gas pumps had bags over them in a small Maine town. Not good. Lots of empty shelves at Walmart and Dollar Tree today across the border in New Hampshire. Good news, turkeys, 49 cents a pound, limit 1. The German meat industry is warning German customers that the going to be empty supermarket shelves and probably another 40% jump in meat prices. Germany has already experienced a 40% increase in food prices already this year, and this includes a 73% increase in potatoes. They say future price increases and jumps are going to be disastrous for German consumers. Going over the UK finance minister is announcing tax hikes and spending cuts, saying the country is going into a recession. Well, no, excuse me, let me correct it. Not going into it, is in a recession. This person said that Walmart is out of an important weekly shot for my wife's diabetes. It's OZEMPIC, I think it's spelled, and it's to keep her A1C down. It's been out for a few years or a few weeks now. They are saying that this medicine is also used for weight loss purposes. So I don't know if this is being used heavily on there, and that's causing a lot of people to go without it. This is from Ohio. Someone broke in and destroyed the containment pens and released 40,000 farmed raised minks. So these are raised for fur, but they're also used, the meat is used for pet food, blood and bone meal for fertilizer, organic fertilizers, and different types of fats that are melted into oils or soaps or cosmetic. There are 275 mink farms in 23 states. So I don't know how many they collected back up, but it could definitely play havoc on the local ecology with all these critters running around. And these will attack, small animals, so they're really not good to have in your area, especially if you have some chickens in this area. This person says, I'm in middle to upper management at a major aftermarket parts company that I promise you know the name of. I know you mentioned it in the past, but I will echo it. Please tell your listeners if they need replacement wear items for vehicles for highway or off-road use, get them right now. Get oil filters, fuel filters, air filters. Our plant and suppliers are running flat out for a long time now, and they still can't keep up. Even with 3 shifts covering 24 hours, we are not keeping up with the orders. Part shortages and labor turnovers are causing their own problems. These items don't spoil. Their costs are only rising, and you will need them eventually, so it won't hurt to have an extra 1 or 2 at the house. The Maryland School District unveiled the LGBTQ book list that teaches words like intersex, drag queens to pre-K students. And this is information coming from Fox News. Totally disgusting. Walmart, and this is in Boise, Idaho. We're out of pre-cut and bagged cauliflower and whole cauliflower. There is definitely looking like a shortage in the cauliflower. So if you're going to need any for your dinner on Thanksgiving, you might want to grab it now. This is about the Canadian grocery store chain. It suffered a major cyber attack last week, and their business is at a standstill. They can't order from their warehouses or suppliers. They can't track inventory. They can't change prices or pay their staff. So it is a huge problem. It just points out the vulnerability of our food supply. Yesterday afternoon, on the way home from work, north on 75, and this would be in Georgia, I counted 9 trucks with no loads on them. Just odd. First time I have noticed it. Other than that, the truck traffic was about what it always is. This person is a produce manager at a store in New York. Yesterday we had a price change for cauliflower to $7.99 a head. Today we had another price change on the same item, and it went up to $8.99 a head. The company I work for has decided to discontinue carrying cauliflower until the cost comes down, so we don't have to pass on the higher price to the consumer. Most consumers were in awe and could not believe how much cauliflower costs as weather is affecting pricing. So they're also seeing major outages of strawberries, broccoli crowns, and iceberg lettuce. This one, the current state of Klondike ice cream bars. Same size wafer and box, but less ice cream. They sent a picture. They definitely shrinked up the ice cream on the chocolate wafer. This person said, local grocery store this morning I was at, and there was no fresh herbs at all. The 6-foot racking was totally empty. When I asked the cashier about it, she said to me, "Didn't you know that our distribution network is all upside down for a few weeks now? We've been hacked," and this is the same one in Canada. We're totally blind regarding inventory. So it is affecting people, this hack. Hopefully they can get it fixed. And it's not just one grocery store, it's several hundred grocery stores. I believe it's a chain of grocery stores. Today my husband was in Missouri, and he stopped at a local KFC, and he noticed that an 8-piece chicken tender meal with the large soda for $26. And they said, ouch. And I will, yes, $26. This is from London, UK. Inflation jumps to a 41-year high of 11.1% in October, exceeding expectations as food, transportation, and energy prices continue to squeeze households and businesses. 11.1, that is insanity. This person sent me an article about Russian economy is in a free fall as it officially enters recession. Its GDP fell 4% in the third quarter of the year. So we're looking and seeing recessions everywhere, from China to Europe to everywhere. The world is entering a recessionary period, so be careful. Your job probably might not be secure, so watch your spending and build up your cash reserves as quickly as possible and use your money wisely. This person's commenting on the lady that received that unexpected check, or not check, but an actual, I guess, a credit card with some credit on it, and she used it to pay her bills. This lady says, I too received an Aetna debit card, $300. That must be spent before the end of the year, but the expiration date of the card was 2027. Really? Question mark. Also, my Medicare Part B payment to Aetna is about $400 for the year. So I'm supposed to believe that they're doing this out of the goodness of the heart. I couldn't find anywhere on where the money was coming from, whether it could eventually be charged for it. I did discover that Aetna recently bought a credit card company. This looks like a trial to hook me and get them into this credit card. I did not activate the card. I cut it up and threw it in the trash along with their colon screening kit, probably made in China, and I will test positive, so they'll can get you in there for a colonoscopy. If Aetna wants to give me money, they can write a check. This is from Arizona. For the most part, we are not experiencing the shortages of the grocery stores or the fuel pumps that many regions in our nation have, but we're definitely feeling the inflation problem. However, I just came back from a local Circle K, and they're out of diesel fuel. The clerk did not know when they'll get more in. Not good. This is from my son in Oklahoma. Getting hard to find eggs. We eventually found some, but the stores are running out. This person also bought some whole cashews on Amazon on 10/31 of this year for $27. Today, it was $39. So in a 2-week period, the cashews went up 44%. I work for a private security in Texas for about 2 weeks now. GPS has been messing up delivery drivers, putting them in some cases up to 2 miles off Drivers show delivery slips with an address 2,000 numbers off. Most have the same look of disbelief that GPS doesn't work. He said, might want to give a class on maps and how to read them and how to use them. It will get worse, I think. This person says, I live in a small rural town here in Texas of under 1,000. A town next to us has a population of over 6,000, and that's where the closest food bank is located. Last week, the local police department posted an urgent plea and pictures of empty shelves of the local food bank asking for folks to donate what they can. Never in my life has the food bank run out of food. People in our town and surrounding towns responded to the call, and the chief of police and the food bank were overwhelmed. Now their problem is where to put all the food and other items they received. The manager of the food bank was in tears because of the amount of money people donated, in addition to the food and personal hygiene items. I also donated turkey because the food bank serves Thanksgiving to those in need every year. After I left the food bank, I went to our local grocery store to buy milk and vegetables, and I know the prices have gone down a little bit, so that is some good news. So very happy to hear. There is a lot of kind people out there. There's some people that aren't hurting as much that are able to help others. So I applaud that community that stepped up and solved the problem locally. This person lives in the border town of Alberta and Saskatchewan, Canada. Today we had an emergency broadcast test that came across my cell phone. Then about 5 minutes later, another one came because one was sent from each of the two provinces. Not sure what we were preparing for, but something to be concerned about. Many of us do not trust our government officials. I work for a semi-repair shop and my parts are slowly coming. My business are short of staff and no one wants to work since the government gives out free money. Also, they did say there's still a shortage of the children's Tylenol, Advil, and cough syrup up in Canada. This is from a Scottish farm. More than 100,000 birds have been culled, and this is because, I guess, of the bird flu. So 32,000 hens were destroyed. One was 72,000. So it brings it pretty high, 104,000 birds. So yes, the United States is destroying or culling out any bird that has bird flu, or any farm that even has one case of bird flu. Today, I needed to answer the yearly health assessment questions for my health insurance company required by Medicare. A new one had been added this year. The last question asked if I would refuse any medical treatment based on a religious belief. I called my insurance company and they knew nothing about it as it comes from Medicare. Very dangerous. This is Mel Trotter's Ministry in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Is holding its 19th annual Mel Trotter Turkey Drop. This is where people and businesses can drive up to 3 different locations and drop off turkeys that will be used to supply needy families with a Thanksgiving Day dinner. Last year, the community donated over 6,000 turkeys. Their goal is to get over 5,000 this year, and it appears that the amount will not be a problem. With all the sour news that the media shares these days, I thought the good news piece was needed. The community effort just shows that people still have compassion for those who have fallen on hard times. So another community solving a community problem. I'd like the ring of that, and I like the sound of that. This person says, check to see if you have heard about any poor fuel economy from gasoline coming from stations on the East Coast served by Colonial Pipeline. Our 1999 Jeep, which normally does a nice 18 to 19 miles a gallon in mixed driving in our rural suburban area, just got a whopping 9 miles per gallon on the last tankful. It appears to run just fine, which is a big mystery to me. Been a mechanic since 1978. Not sure what happened, but our other car got lower miles per gallon this past week on an over-the-road trip. I sent it back. Could it be because of the added additional ethanol? I think it went from 10 and now legally they can do 15. I don't think if that's been rescinded, but could that be the cause of this lower fuel mileage? We shop various grocery stores where we live in Montana. At one of them, we were surprised to find a 6-pound container of Crisco for $20. That's very high compared to what we've been used to seeing. At another store, we saw the same thing again for $20. Finally, we found it at a third store for just over $13. We grabbed an extra for ourselves and for other family members. The clerk who checked our groceries asked what our plans were for all the Crisco. When we told her the price difference, we had seen her jaw drop. We told her we were trying to beat the price jump when we can find it. I live in New Jersey and I've been prepping for over 10 years. I am happy to report that we still have fully stocked shelves, fuel at the station, and able to get cash out of the ATM. I don't know when the shoe will drop, hoping for the best. Just want everyone to know it's not bad everywhere. My heart breaks for those who are struggling. Stay strong. This is a report from Middle Tennessee, just east of Nashville. Just got back from the dermatologist. Had a pre-cancer lesion removed from my face. He told me they are experiencing a lidocaine shortage and apologized for more pain than usual. This is a car parts woes. When I took my car for repair earlier this week, and the repair manager told me I needed an O2 sensor, and it would be in the following day. I considered writing to share the good news since so many folks have reported long waits and shortages. It was too good to be true. I dropped the car off this morning. Not only did the order part not come today, it's not coming from the supplier anytime soon either. My car is a 2015 Forester, a very common vehicle in this part of the country. The parts manager was able to find it at another supplier for a cost to me of $75 more. So allegedly it will be in tomorrow. So hopefully we'll find out it was in and the car is fixed. If you have any repairs on your car and you're putting them off, you need to get on them right away so parts can get ordered. I don't know why this isn't hitting the news yet, but according to the Indiana Department of Workforce Development site, there will be a huge layoff in Lafayette, Indiana, right before Christmas. Here is the link. I will show you the link so you can check it out. The top notice is this Subaru Automotive, and says the entire plant will be laid off. And they said there will be, that's like 6,000 people. So we don't know if this is correct. I went to the exact government site he provided, and it does say entire plant. So I will leave that link so you can check it out. Maybe they made a mistake. Or maybe it's just going to be a few week layoff or a furlough because of the holidays. I don't know. Only time will tell. Oh my goodness, for months I haven't been able to locate Nabisco soft batch chocolate chip cookies. I was so excited when I finally found them this past weekend at my local grocery store. But they are now very small, maybe bite size. So more shrinkflation. This person just wants you to know that Amazon takes the EBT and SNAP cards. So look at what is eligible, and you can make some good purchases off of Amazon if you can't find it locally or you can't get out because of health reasons. This is from Houston, Texas. Was in Walmart. Milk case only had 10 gallons of milk. Bread shortage, only about 1/3 of it stocked. This one I'd love to get some more verification on it, but my business partner, and I'll just say in Arizona, was informed by the school board that they will be out of diesel for the school buses in 2 days. Many local stations are out of diesel already. I am getting a lot from Arizona. I don't know if Arizona is really feeling the diesel worse than South Carolina is, but many reports from Arizona is showing diesel is in short supply. If anyone lives there and could get some more information, I'd love to know. Target is cutting its fourth quarter outlook because of slow sales in October. So it plans to cut up to $3 billion in total cost over the next 3 years. So yes, people are cutting back. Target profit fell by 50% in the fiscal third quarter as it's clearing out unwanted inventory, and the sales have definitely slowed ahead of the holidays. There you go. There's some boots on the ground. Real people feeling real pain, or some not feeling any pain. If you're not feeling any pain, continue to prep. If you're in a position where you have a little bit of extra, look at local charities. Look at your local food bank. Look at local first before you do anything else, because it's all about local community and you building relationships. Thanks for watching.